we should be good. It's connecting back. Hopefully Facebook is up.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So we should be good. Let's go, man. I think we're good.
Well, welcome. Thanks for finally joining us, Justin.
Oh, we're good. Facebook's up. We're good.
Oh, okay. Nice.
YouTube.
Nice.
Let's see if YouTube gets up.
What's goody, goody, goody? That's going to be my new intro right there for my YouTube.
Goody.
What's goody, 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 YouTube? That's a good one, right? Nobody ever says that. Rolls off the tongue pretty nice. I'm about to use it.
All right. We're good, man. We're good.
All right.
So after an 8-minute,
I'm sorry,
8-minute segue. No, it's good. It's first time trying to reach the new fans. Welcome to the new fans who are watching us on Facebook Live. Welcome to this episode of Just Critting Around. It's August the 7th. It's 8:38. We're a couple minutes into the show. Y'all missed the first few minutes, but we didn't get into any topics. I'm Matt Thompson here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Of course, college basketball capital of the world. Everything is lovely over here. What's going on with you over there in Charlotte, Chris?
Dude, nothing much. Just living that cripple life. Can't do nothing. I drive like maximum 10 minutes a day to go get food. That's it. Other than that, I'm chilling here making YouTube. Shout out to my YouTube channel. I'm going to upload one tonight. Critter OG, no underscore. Just type in Critter OG on YouTube. It'll pop up. Just give me a like. I don't even care. You can watch like 30 seconds. Just give me a like.
Yeah, those ones are getting pretty good. You're improving your craft over there on those.
Hey, man, I'm trying. I'm only like five in, so I just got to come up with more ideas. That's the hardest part.
Mr. Diggs, what's happening up there in the DMV?
Not much, man. It's just a rainy day up here in the DMV.
It was just storming here a second ago.
Yeah, it's ugly up here today, man. To be honest, but it got a lot of positive or good things to talk about in sports this week. So, football's back.
It's back.
It's back finally.
Sort of.
Hall of Fame game.
Better. That's more than what we get. That's more than what we've had over the past couple months. So yeah. I'm happy for it. I'm thankful for it.
Anybody check out that Hall of Fame game?
I mean, like, no, I watched the highlights. The main reason I wanted to watch was because Ryan Switzer found out he wasn't playing, so I said no, I don't care.
Yeah, I was the same way. That's the only person I want to watch, Switzer.
I really hate that he's there. I wish he could just miraculously.
But I think he's going to learn from Dez, so it's going to be good. He's going to be good. He's going to learn from Cole.
Yeah, that's who he's going to learn for. Beasley. Yeah, he's going to be a beast. I think. I'm a little afraid of him. I don't know who's. I guess Eli Apple will be trying to cover him. That's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, because he's like Beasley, but a little bit of a vertical threat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, got the speed to open it up.
Injuries.
Wait. How can he be a vertical threat?
Yeah, you did say that. I was
hold up.
Because we've seen it from him in college.
What didn't we see? Curtis Samuel probably ran a faster 40.
He did, but he was out of the backfield, so we never saw him be a vertical threat.
Hey, I'm glad Diggs is on my side.
That was a little contradiction, I will say, but we've seen that from him. I just haven't, Samuel was in the backfield a lot and caught like a little short bubble screens, but we'll see.
Has Samuel taken a snap yet? I know he's still been iffy.
Nah, I don't think so.
Been on the field.
He's chilling. We chilling. We got Sterling Shepard. He's probably going to be our starting slot this year, to be honest, anyway.
Sterling Shepard?
I don't think y'all got Sterling Shepard.
Who do we have? Not Sterling Shepard, but we have not Sterling Shepard.
Speaking of injuries around the league.
Man.
Right. Man, I'm so glad that he came. When I saw that pop across my screen, man, I'm like my whole 11-5 vision just kind of changed instantly.
That's the thing about Sterling. Watching him through 4 years of college, he had a hamstring injury, but he never had like really big injuries. He was on the field a lot. So
Russell Shepard, my bad. My apologies. He'll probably be our starting slot.
That'd have been a nice upgrade if y'all did have Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling, if he can.
Panthers about to be raw, man. I don't care what you say.
9-7.
Wow, with disrespect.
8-8.
Oh, even more to wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the 9-7.
No, 10-6 minimum. We're winning the division for sure.
What y'all think about these injuries, man?
I mean, it's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about normal.
This always happens. You're gonna have at least a couple big name players get hurt. I mean, it's inevitable. It's just the beast of the nature.
Some of it you just wonder if a guy didn't, keep his body right through the off season. Like, I know you can't help like tackles or anything, but just normal, just running, especially a quarterback. I always think like they could have done something differently in the off season.
Well, with Tannehill, he already basically what he did was tear what he had sprained in the previous year. So what tells you it wasn't really fully recovered, that he probably should have just went and got the surgery instead of letting it heal on its own.
Right.
Now you're out the whole season instead of what he still would have played this year. You wouldn't have had to go out and get Jay Cutler. Like, he would have been your quarterback still. So, I mean, this hurts the Dolphins. Unless they plan on keeping Jay Cutler in the long run, it's going to hurt the Dolphins because the progression of Tannehill is going to be stunted. And then, it's just – I mean, it sucks to see because we saw with Teddy Bridgewater last year. I mean, he's still out. He's still not seeing the field this year. So
Teddy might be done.
Yeah,
Teddy did any updates on him.
Well, they said his leg was hanging.
Oh, yeah, they said he literally was like, what, inches from losing his leg?
Yeah, that's
just crazy on a non-contact, yeah. Y'all saw Linval Joseph. He signed his new deal.
Mm-hmm. So I think they signed Everson, too.
Yeah, they're out there. They're trying to stack up. I mean, that was a great defense for about 8 weeks.
Oh, they were nasty for yeah, I guess it was about 8 weeks.
Remember, they were killing it, and then they came right back down to earth.
Yeah, so it looked like they were going to take them to the
it looked like the Seahawks type of defense for a little bit there. I mean, they're still going to be good, but and they signed Rhodes to offseason. They spent some big money up there.
They spent some big money on Xavier. I mean, he's always been good, but he's gonna have to really have a landmark year to
shift away from injuries real quick. Or what are you guys most excited for this week in the first week of preseason? Like, what do you guys want to see? It can be from your teams. It can be from around the league.
I only watched that third week of preseason. Is it the third week is when all the starters stay? I mean, they get almost 3 quarters in.
Yeah, but I guess, I mean, it's a little different because my team has some notable rookies that you want to watch. Like, everybody wants to watch a McCaffrey, things like that. So,
yeah, I mean, I'll watch highlights. Hopefully some of these guys are good. But, like McCaffrey, I'm really not pushing him in preseason. I'll put him out there the third game and let him run.
You don't think they're going to give him a lot of touches just because, I mean, think about it.
I wouldn't, especially not a running back.
Not a lot of touches, but for preseason, a lot of because
they got to work him into that offense. Like, they're gonna have to give him some pretty decent snaps.
They're gonna see what he can do in between the tackles. Granted, whoever he's playing against, they're still gonna give him the ball and say, "Hey, this is preseason. This is where you see what he's got." It's different than him running against people who aren't really necessarily trying to kill him.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and see like how many snaps Zeke got in preseason, and just kind of see. But running back, I just get scared, man. I want to go into the season with these prized possessions that I worked to get in the draft, that they're healthy. Yeah. So I especially a running back, defensive players, it's a little different, but it's still not. I mean, you can still always get injured. The next play could be your last. So I just, my stars, they're not playing much until the third game to get into a rhythm. And
those rookies, man, they got to get in there and get that game speed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't just come week one and haven't really taken much snaps in the preseason. Like, they got to get their feet wet in preseason.
I would rather just them practice well and start off the season kind of slow than them be injured. It's just, but you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it's cats getting hurt in one-on-one drills, not even in scrimmages. So it's kind of just a freak accident sometimes. Guys get.
Yeah, I would just see if I see a player and he's getting the offense down, and although it's against my own defense and it's non-contact, but if he's got it down, he's not going to play as much in the preseason. If I can tell. But if he needs some work, then he's going to get out there and get some work.
Speaking of Zeke, who you just mentioned a minute ago, y'all put any credence on that story that got out today?
I mean, he's done. He's going to get suspended.
4 games.
They said it was a leak from.
I don't think it should be 4
sources.
You think this hurts the suspension? Maybe they planned it and now they're like, "Oh man, let's walk this back a little bit." But nah, NFL doesn't play when it comes to sexual assault. So
it's gonna start out at 4, and then they might walk it back a little bit after
Yeah.
that. They might let them, cut it down to 2. But if they're gonna suspend them, it's gonna be for 4 games. So
the first 4, like Tom, or they?
Well, he's gonna appeal, right? Like if you appeal, then it'll probably end up being like
next season,
or maybe like starting like week 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna be there for that Giants game. He ain't gonna miss that game.
Yeah, the opening game.
Yeah, he'll be there for that. Which it don't matter. The Giants are gonna win anyway, so he might as well sit that one out.
Wow.
Confidence. I like it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. Giants can't disappoint me worse than they did last year. They're pretty disappointing. Hopefully the O-line's a little better. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the offense, the O-line was garbage. No running game.
No running game, yeah.
That's not gonna change. So.
What about the O-line? Are they gonna protect Eli?
No. None of that's gonna change. The only thing that's gonna change is we got a tight end now that hopefully can take a little pressure off of Odell. Give him more, instead of 3 people guarding him, boxing him in, it might only be 2 because that middle linebacker is gonna have to, kind of focus on Ingram. So, that'd be interesting to see. I think I'm gonna try to pick him up in fantasy because he might have a really good year with that extra help out there. But before we leave football, we were just talking about the Dolphins. We had a question come in before the show started about Kaepernick. Like, where y'all at on that topic? Before we get into the season and it kind of dies down or whatever it does, what's y'all opinion on what's happening with Kaepernick?
I mean, I think personally, it's obviously a sticky situation and everybody's tired of hearing it / talking about it. But I think his numbers that he put up to me proved that he should at least have a job on one of the worst teams, like the Jets. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, he's not throwing 6 interceptions in a game like Fitz. Like, I think it's definitely deserving of a shot, but the owners don't want the backlash. They don't want, the news coverage that comes with it. Because you saw the Dolphins had Tim Tebow above Kaepernick on the people they wanted. But like we discussed,
that's got to be a joke, though, right?
I don't know, because like me and Matt discussed, him wearing that Fidel Castro shirt and trying to go to Miami is just not good because that's a Cuban population down there.
Yeah.
So nobody
that's
not gonna fly. And then, but I still think 26 touchdowns was it last year or something like that?
19-4.
19-4. Like, there's quarterbacks would die for those numbers, regardless if it's a backup role that he was in or what.
Yeah, but
the man, he got better and better. He was coming off of a shoulder injury. People said he lost strength, and he just continuously got better week in and week out. He almost willed. First of all, the Dolphins should have seen it firsthand. He almost willed the Niners to a win against them before he got knocked by Kiko Alonso. So I definitely think he's worthy of a starting job, not the $17 million or whatever that he wanted, but there's definitely jobs out there where can play, regardless if their situation or play calling fits his scheme or not. You know what I mean? Like, he can get in there and play at the end of the day, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah. I heard Le Batard on the radio this morning, and I think I agree with him. He said that if he comes back, it's going to be as a starter. Like, no team is going to bring him in as a backup and take all that backlash. It's going to have
for
to
a
be
backup.
A team,
why do it?
Yeah, it's going to have to be a team that has a significant injury, that has a really good team. It feels like they're pretty close, and they would take that chance because they know if they make a deep playoff run or go to the Super Bowl, that the fans aren't going to care. They're going to forget about the whole scandal immediately. So if he does lace up this year, it's probably going to be for a real contender. He's going to be a starter.
It's going to come when one of the quarterbacks gets hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
So once we see that first big name quarterback get hurt, because he's right now, since Jay Cutler's gone, he's the best free agent quarterback on the market now. Like, and Cutler was retired, so he wasn't even there. Yeah, by far. It's like he could right now go to the Browns and start over everybody, Kaiser, anybody. Go to the Jets. He's not far off of Tyrod Taylor. He could play for the Bills.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Does he really want to play? Like,
I think he does, but at the end of the day, he's kind of portraying himself more as something above football, like something that people will talk about, or at least we think we'll talk about 10 to 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
that's what I hear.
I hear the comparisons with him and Rauf or whatever, Muhammad Abdul Rauf.
Yeah.
But the thing that's different is Kaepernick went to a Super Bowl as a starting QB, and QB is a more prominent position, and he's more famous because it's the NFL. So he's going to last and stick longer to people and in people's heads, especially in the social media era that we have now. Like, that's all that the woke Twitter and black Twitter, that's their man's. Like, so he definitely has a backing. But
the bad thing about Kaepernick is he has to have an offense that suits him. Like, he can't go into any offense. And so, like, when he was in Chip Kelly's offense last year,
he looked good.
Some of but I mean, I watched every game last year as a Niners fan, and some of it was in mop-up duty. 19-4 sounds a lot better than it was because there were a bunch of 3-and-outs where he held onto the ball, took a sack, or,
Yeah, but, like, who was his best receiver? Jeremy Curley?
You do make a point.
And 4, regardless of how it comes, that 4 is remarkable.
So that
he started,
that is good, but there's not, and I'm not finding an offense around the league that would cater to him.
Oh no, there's not,
and that's where he's going to do good, do well. If Harbaugh was still in San Fran, Kaepernick would still be the quarterback, no matter what he was saying, and he would be probably thriving in the offense as long as he does have to have a good defense and a good running back in there. He doesn't have to have the best wide receivers, though. But
so let's say Luck doesn't come back. This one's for you, Diggs. Luck's still on the PUP list. Or let's say it's a setback. Do you think they bring in a Kaepernick?
I would hope so. I mean, I don't think I said I don't think he's bad. I don't think I wouldn't want him as a starter. But like the bad teams, like the Jets or something, like he can help you.
Right, like he can stop the leak that you have right now. Although you might be wanting to tank to go get a Sam Darnold or whoever you want to get this year, Josh Rosen. But I don't know. It's just
have you? Does anybody follow him on Twitter besides me?
Kaepernick?
Yeah,
no, I don't.
I actually don't.
Okay, so that's one thing that will be he's gonna have to like stop because it's like nonstop negativity, and I get what he's doing. It's trying to do something that's right,
trying to shed a light onto
but he does stuff I think in kind of the wrong ways, but that's the way he's going to do it. I would not want him just retweeting consistently what he's doing now as being the starting quarterback of my team. I mean, he can do what he wants to do and try to for the good cause, but it's a lot of negativity, and I that would get old if he was a starting quarterback.
Whole origin, though, of the whole Kaepernick drama really, to me, does not make sense. Like, people were really up in arms and pissed off because somebody decided to kneel. He didn't say anything. Like, he didn't do anything personally to you, but because he's kneeling and you learned of it through social media, SportsCenter, however you learned, it affected your life in some way to where you said, oh, I'm not going to watch the NFL. I'm not going to do this. Like, everybody can do it. This is how I look at it. Like, do you, man? Like, that's not going to stop me from watching. Like, if you're like, I really did not care for it. Like, the fact that it's gotten to where it's at now kind of blows my mind in a sense because it's just crazy.
It's just grouping cops up as one. The biggest deal for me is how he, there's isolated incidents. Right. I mean, if you look at them in the whole United States, there's a lot of them. And there's tons of bad stuff that, bad cops have done to African Americans. And that's, because of social media, you see all this. But he kind of grouped all cops together and the whole government together. And I think and he just keeps feeding on negativity. So, like, he's retweeting about, the deficit and every cop that he can find that's done something bad, and that's what he's retweeting. And I think that gets old after a while. You made your point, we get it. Now if he wants to make a change, be positive. And that's what I would look. I think if he was being more positive now, he could still sit down through the national anthem, but I think if he was more optimistic, it would definitely help him out.
I think you feed off of what's happening around you, though. Like, if you look at the backlash that he received for doing something peaceful, not doing anything to anybody, just taking a knee, not calling it. He didn't call a press conference and say, this is what I'm going to be doing. He was doing it for several games before anybody even saw it. He did it in the way that America says that you should do it. He did it silently. He didn't involve anybody else. He didn't, no violence. and because of that, he ends up getting blackballed and can't get a job, even though he's one of the best quarterbacks, in the world. He's got to be one of the top 30, 40 quarterbacks in the world, and he can't get a job. So when you receive that kind of backlash and that kind of negative treatment, then naturally you reflect that negativity back out. So, I mean, I'm not saying he's right in continuing the negativity, because I hate to see that too. If I follow somebody on Facebook or wherever and they're constantly posting, negative articles, I grow fatigued. It just gets wearisome after a while.
Oh, we know.
But if that's all you're receiving is negativity, then that's what you're going to reflect back as well.
Right.
So, he's in a tough spot. I think if I mean, it's just been such vitriol that's been thrown him. I heard on the radio the other day people saying they wouldn't hire him, to do a menial task, to work at McDonald's or to make minimum wage. And I'm like,
that's somebody's opinions. Like, people, like, we just live in the day and age today where everybody is bothered about
everything.
Like, I could sit on here and say something, and so, like, I mean, we're not a good example, we're not famous, but if, like, it just on Twitter, everybody has their own opinions. So you just got to learn to live with other people's opinions. You can't just go in and think that the world is going to be your way and everybody's going to view it how you view it.
Right.
Yeah. But quarterbacks
are going to see things different.
Quarterbacks are up on a pedestal, and I mean, we have our opinions. You just have to, you can still express your opinion, but you have to be very careful when you have a lot of fans to do it in a way that's not going to offend people. And that I hate to say that, but if you are if you're here and you have all these fans, you just can't offend a bunch of, all the government workers and police officers that might have been fans of Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And yeah.
At the same time, though, everybody's like Chris said, everybody has such thin skin. Beyonce does a performance and nobody's gonna do her security anymore. Kaepernick says something, we're not gonna do private security detail anymore. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, like, people are entitled to their opinion. If they want to have their own opinion, whether you agree with it or not, that's their opinion.
Yeah, but
you have to agree with.
But you have to live with the consequences by expressing your opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You do have to live with the consequences, but they should be just consequences. If that league,
it's an unfair world, though.
If that league is accepting of domestic violence and accepting of
Riley Cooper
drug
saying
use,
Riley Cooper at the concert, he comes right back and plays like.
If that league is accepting of all that, then it should be accepting of a peaceful protest.
If Michael Vick makes it back from jail with the whole dog thing, which was blown out, not blown out of proportion, but was blown up.
I thought that was kind of blown out of proportion.
I mean, it was. It probably was at the end of the day, but that was the start of the age where people have their opinions, and PETA and everything was coming in. But with Kaepernick, now we see it. He has the backing, like Jason Whitlock said, that he is just so divided that he has the backing that whenever he does something, the people pull the race card. You know what I mean? Because he's supporting that group.
Right.
When he doesn't, everybody. It's a sticky situation. It sucks. Me personally, I don't agree with it. I think he should be able to. He's entitled to his own opinion. He can do whatever he wants. It shouldn't bother me. I still want to go watch football at the end of the day. If he's a beast, I'm watching him.
Yeah, but we don't. We're kind of isolated. We don't get offended by.
I don't like anything that Floyd Money Mayweather does. I think he's ignorant with everything he does. I'm still gonna watch him.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Yeah. You have to realize, too, when Kaepernick first came into the league, I liked him. But in the 49ers fan base, when I'd go on forums or Twitter, social media, I mean, a lot of people had trouble accepting him because he had tattoos.
I mean, it's always
kind
gonna
of
be like that,
it's kind of crazy, but you have and you think about it, you have this position, and you never had a star quarterback with all these a sleeve or up down to his elbow with tattoos. I thought that was just ludicrous, but
just racism.
Once he started winning, those people are like, maybe the tattoos aren't so bad.
That's all that matters. I mean, if you look at everybody's hero Muhammad Ali, his protest was vocal and vehement against the establishment, and he goes down as everybody's greatest hero. And
boxing's different, though.
I'm just saying he was the greatest of all time. If he had been,
y'all see, Jarvis Landry, my fault.
If he had been Spinks or somebody, then he, what I'm saying, all those views would not have been accepted. So great, just because he was the greatest of all time, that people accept him the way that is. So it's funny how wins and losses affects people's views.
Right.
Well, you also got to take in mind he started doing this when his play was poor.
Right.
Like that's what's killing him. Like you're now a PR risk.
Right.
And your reward, nobody really knows what it is. So nobody wants to take that chance. That's his problem right now. He did it. I mean, let somebody like Aaron Rodgers or something do it. That's fine.
Yeah,
nothing's going to happen because Rodgers is going to come in and take you to the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know that.
But I do think Rodgers would lose like State Farm endorsements. I mean, you're gonna suffer some of those consequences.
He'll get it back, just like Vic. Vic got his stuff back, but he apologized for his stuff. And Kaepernick, he doesn't need to apologize, but I mean, nobody's gonna be willing to accept you if you keep going on.
Yeah,
so.
He just needs to concentrate on football. He can still do his cause.
Exactly. He needs to concentrate on football.
Yeah. What'd you say, Chris? You said.
Oh no, I just saw Jarvis Landry is under investigation for battery.
That's Beckham's boy. Hopefully.
It is Beckham.
Odell wasn't there.
Yeah.
Crazy. Before we leave football, I've seen a lot of players talking about they can get 30 sacks this year. Y'all think that's possible?
No.
You don't think so?
No, it's not gonna happen. What?
Well, 22.5 is the
So yeah, so you mean to tell me he's gonna get 7.5 more? I did see Myles Garrett though blow past Joe Thomas. Did y'all see that?
I didn't see that. No. Joe's getting up there though.
I mean,
he got to lose it at some point.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to cause problems. But you have to realize, some of these guys that are blowing past people in practice, they're going to be getting out of position in the game.
Yeah.
It's a different game for D linemen. They got to play those gaps.
I'm surprised the Jaguars have fans. I'm looking at this. They're up here on this thing showing Leonard Fournette, and they have a decent amount of people out there.
Well, they got some hype this year.
Oh, no. The Patriots are there. I lied. But anyway.
That changes everything, too.
I mean, their fan base ain't too well. They had to install.
Oh, they went up to New England. That's the only reason they're on TV.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's your response or reasoning. All right. Next topic. Kobe or LeBron?
Uh-oh, Chris.
Chris doesn't have a say in this one, man. Chris, just forget.
Now you know.
I'll take it over.
Jordan says Kobe.
Yeah, Jordan always hates LeBron though. When has he ever liked LeBron?
Yeah,
I mean, he's kind of like that. He still wears 23.
So, what is that supposed to be? Jackie Robinson retired throughout the league?
I mean, LeBron said it should be, and then turned around a couple years later and wore it. So,
yeah, well, he said, "F you, this is my number now." He said, "I gave them the opportunity."
What do you think, Matt? Right now, the better overall career?
The better career?
Or I guess overall, yeah. I mean, that's what Jordan was saying, right? Not overall career. He's just saying better player.
See, this is a tough one for me. I mean, I'm not a LeBron fan. It depends on the team, is what I'm gonna say. I got more faith if Kobe has to take me to a ring, or if one player has to take me to a ring and he's surrounded by scrubs. I would take Kobe.
Oh wow!
Kobe
No.
Listen to me. I would say Kobe because I think Kobe could will himself or will the team to a title. I don't think LeBron could take a scrub team.
What did he do in 07?
They got swept.
When did Kobe take a scrub team to the finals?
Yeah, but the next year they came back. I mean, they added Bynum, but
Bynum and Gasol.
No, Gasol was there when they got swept.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying is Kobe, like LeBron is proven to take in the scrub squad at least there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about
the 017. That 017 was
Kobe
scrubs.
hasn't done that ever. Every time Kobe has a bad team, they're bad.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a scorer. That's all he is. He doesn't make anybody on his team better. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. My opinion might be a little based too on I'm a Jordan fan, so I like that killer. I like a player who at the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter, if they're within reach, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go win them this game. And I don't feel like LeBron has ever been that or will ever be that. It's just not his game. So
I mean,
My-
the only
my
reason that Ray
particular-
Allen made that 3 was because LeBron went bonkers in the 4th.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's
Literally-
not capable of doing it. I'm saying I would take a long list of players if I need.
Okay, but you're talking about what, with a minute left or so to make the final shot? So you're just
I'm-
going to forget about the rest of the 47 minutes?
I'm saying with 5 minutes left in the 4th, if we're down by 10, there's probably 20.
But that's
players
not
that
a whole
I would want.
basketball game. That's not telling me who's better.
I'm just telling you how
I'm just-
my,
but-
how
but-
my
but-
mind goes.
yeah.
But the argument
I
is
like
who's
the
a better
killer.
player.
You would rather watch him than LeBron. Kobe than
easily.
LeBron. Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
So I was in Salt Lake City, and Lakers were in town, and they were playing the Jazz when Deron Williams was there, and they were, great. And I, had to get a ticket to that game. Went to the game. Lakers lost by like 20, but I still loved it because Kobe. I mean, it was a good game. It's just the Jazz were really good that year. And then I went to Miami, and I, had to go check out LeBron. They were playing the Clippers, and it was fun. But I'm telling you, when you watch Kobe live, there was something about it because I never got to see Jordan live. And it's for me watching, I would say Kobe, no doubt. I still put Kobe better overall now. If LeBron would have won a championship this past year, LeBron would have moved up. And LeBron still got a lot left, so he'll probably move up. But I'm going Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
That's crazy.
And LeBron
That's
LeBron
seriously
will
crazy.
probably pass Kobe.
How is
granted if he
will?
plays?
How has he not already passed Kobe? Shaq won him 3 rings. He was the second best player on 3 of it. Like what?
But look at the competition though. Look at the league.
What does that
look at the
mean?
I'm saying Kobe's road to the finals was always much harder than LeBron's road to the finals.
Okay, but the reason we hate on LeBron is because he loses in the finals. So he's playing the hard competition at the end. He plays the best team. Like the
It
teams
loses.
here-
And
Yeah, because, but the teams he are playing, are always better than the team he's on. Other than the Mavericks. Literally other than the Mavericks. That's it. You cannot argue that.
I don't know, man. I'm
Literally other than the Mavericks.
LeBron is extremely talented. When I see LeBron play,
Who's a better basketball player, LeBron or Kobe?
that's like I said,
LeBron.
it depends on the team. LeBron is much better all around.
Yeah, all around game, you got to go.
LeBron's
LeBron.
much better all around.
Yeah.
So if you're saying who is the most talented, then I would say LeBron. If you're saying who I think had a better career, I would say Kobe. If you're saying who do I want to watch, I would say Kobe. But then again, I don't like LeBron, so it could be tilted. It could be biased that way. I don't know.
The thing about LeBron or Jordan and Kobe, if you have to get a shot, they might go and pull up like a 15, 20-foot fadeaway jumper that's just pretty, sinks through the net. LeBron, when he has to score, he's going to drive into the lane and get fouled or make the layup. That's like his game. Not bad, but it's kind of
just
like
different,
bully
man.
ball. It's just a different type of feel. LeBron is
Yeah.
great, but I love it's just because we grew up watching Jordan, Matt, and we love that mentality, that killer instinct, and being able to, pull up that fadeaway jumper.
Yeah, I mean,
LeBron-
whenever I see LeBron, I just always feel like he's supposed to be doing what he's doing. Like he's the biggest, fastest, strongest player.
So
on the
that
court. I
hurts
feel
him?
like no, I'm just for me it does because I feel like when I saw him in high school, I was like, he's supposed to be dropping 50. He's bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody else on the court. So it's not impressive to me. When I see MJ, he wasn't bigger, he wasn't taller, he wasn't stronger, he wasn't faster. He was just better. So that makes a difference to me. But that could be a flawed argument, but that's just me. I always felt like LeBron should be doing the things he's doing because he's just the physical specimen of all physical specimens.
That doesn't make and that shouldn't make it worse for him. You know what I mean? Like, all Kobe did was copy Jordan's moves, and now you guys love him that much. You think he's better than we got to be honest. LeBron's a better player than Kobe.
Yeah, he's a better player.
Yeah.
He's a better player.
You might enjoy it. Your opinion's your opinion. You think it's more fun to watch Kobe? Yeah, go for it. But at the end of the day, LeBron's already past Kobe.
He's a better player. I wouldn't say he's got
Better
a better
player. But yeah,
He hasn't had a better career, but he's a better player.
He's better than Kobe. He's above Kobe in the all-time ranking of players, for sure.
yeah.
I guess I don't know. That depends too, because you got to count career in that fight. You got to count rings. You got to count track record. You can't just count who's the
but
best player.
8 straight finals. regardless if
In
he's
the
winning
East.
or losing.
Okay,
8 straight though.
In the East.
Oh,
Like,
what is
But
it?
you,
So
but,
what?
but you can't call him a champion then. Like you can't be like that dude's a champion when he goes in.
Every
he
year
wins.
you don't make it, you lose.
Yeah.
So that argument doesn't
basketball.
make any sense in basketball then. Just because you shouldn't get punished for finishing second as opposed to not making it to the finals ever.
No, I don't punish him for the 3 and
That's
5.
what it sounds like Justin's doing.
Well, in that case, then the Bills of the '90s were the best team. They were the team of the '90s then.
No, we're just saying, look, all I'm saying is every year you don't make it, you're a loser. The reason that LeBron gets so much hate is because he's actually making it and then loses to the best team that year.
I don't know though.
Bro, he played a 73-9 team, came back from 3-1.
I'm saying
triple-double. He put up 3 of the best individual final performances of all time, and you guys are saying Kobe's better.
No,
When Kobe
I'm saying
rode Shaq for 3 of them and had Powell. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like Kobe was in there like AI winning them by himself.
if he was 3 for 5 instead of 3 for 8, I don't think that people would view him. I don't think people would view him lesser. I think they would view him, you 60%. Like I think that would be better for him if he was 3 for 5 instead of 3 for 8.
Honestly, it would have been better for his legacy if he had not even went to the finals this past year. I know that's kind of weird, but it's like, dude, if that losing record, like, what if he goes next year and loses again?
What? That doesn't make him a worse player.
It doesn't make him a worse player, but
Then the argument is who's a better player, LeBron or Kobe?
I already said that all-around player would be LeBron, but
He's above. Look, in
I wanna-
all-time rankings, he's definitely above Kobe.
I want
as a
a
basketball player.
champ.
Okay, what does that mean?
I go by eye test, man. I mean, I just
He has a
would
ring,
much,
so he's technically a champion.
I would much rather watch Kobe than
If you're going year by year, that means Jordan hasn't been a champion since he retired. Kobe hasn't been a champion since they won X amount of years ago. Like literally, when Kobe has a team of scrubs, they are awful. It's a proven fact. So we can just move on from that. Like
Just
literally, when LeBron's on a team of scrubs, they're good in the playoffs, if not making the finals. It's been proven. So we'll leave it at that. You agree, Diggs? What side of the fence you on? Is he muted? I see a mute thing.
Yeah, he must be muted. He must have had to do something. So this next year, assuming I don't know. I guess you can't really even forecast this next year because you don't know what the team is going to look like. But if they go again and they lose, you think that adds to his legacy? Because he went to 9.
Look at the team he's playing. He's going to play the Warriors again. That's the best team ever assembled, ever. They got better this year.
Yeah.
Again. Like he's literally playing the best NBA team ever. He beat the team that beat Jordan 72-10. He comes back and beats them. They say, "Oh my God, we got to add KD." They add KD. They beat LeBron, and then they add even more, and they're probably going to beat LeBron again. That's just what it is. And watch, you say what you said, but let's watch LeBron not make the finals this year. You guys are going to throw it right in my face. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this whole episode because I know that's what's going to be doesn't make it.
If Kyrie leaves and they don't pick anybody else up, I don't see him making.
What do you mean pick anybody? They're trading him. They're going to get something.
Well, I'm just saying pick anybody up with any significant,
Yeah, these trades recently ain't exactly been blockbusters, so you can't just assume
if they get no. If they get an Eric Bledsoe, a Dragon Bender in the first round, that's straight. If they get Andrew Wiggins and Jeff Teague December 15th, that's super good. Like those are still good trades out there. Like
if they get Teague and Wiggins,
that's a good team.
We'll
see.
They
already got Derrick Rose.
They're gonna have some competition in the
like
East.
We just forget Derrick Rose is there. He doesn't have to be their starter. He's a backup then. Like the team, the Cavs are good. Trading Kyrie, they will get something for him. And LeBron has proven that he doesn't need a lot to make it.
Would you say, Diggs? Yeah, where'd you come on out on? You say LeBron in that argument?
Yeah, I say LeBron, man. He's just a more dominant player to me. Like you said, Kobe is the killer, and LeBron's gonna make sure you don't even get into position to have to make that shot. Be honest.
I mean, think about it. LeBron's been the best player for what, 14 years now?
Mm-hmm.
There's argues that Kobe wasn't even the best player for more than 3 that he was playing.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I hate LeBron, just so y'all know, just for the record. I do not like LeBron. But
you don't like LeBron or Kyrie now, huh?
Nah.
On your own team.
Kevin Love fan?
Yeah, I like Kevin Love.
He's quiet.
I hated LeBron for what he did, how he left Cleveland the first time, and I hated him while he was in Miami. And I'm not gonna lie, I was actually happy he came back to Cleveland, but I still didn't like him. But he's gonna help my team win a championship, so it's like cool.
To swallow that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to agree to disagree.
You could put LeBron right now on the Nets, and then put prime Kobe on. So prime LeBron on the Nets, let them run a season, and prime Kobe on the Nets, let them run a season. LeBron Nets are winning more games for sure.
Yeah.
If not making.
If LeBron wants to leave, man, he can leave. Goodbye.
All right.
Oh, it's cool. I'll be a fan.
Well, speaking of moving on, Neymar going to PSG.
I thought you were gonna say us. We had to move on. So it's kind of
we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that man got a check, man. Like,
and deservingly so. He's just the new wave. You know what I mean? Not the new wave, but I mean, Messi is always going to be established at Barcelona now, and Ronaldo is going to be established at Real Madrid. So this is the new wave of you don't want to live in the shadow, kind of like, I guess, Kyrie to LeBron, but at least his contract was up here in the transfer window. So it's a little different, but at the end of the day, you want to make a name for yourself, especially in international soccer where it's just so much brain over anything else. Because when you think of Ronaldo, I mean, yeah, you kind of think Real Madrid, but you just think Ronaldo. You think Messi, like, especially over here in America, in the States. So, I mean, good for him by all means. I used to love playing with PSG when they had Ibra. They should go get Ibra back and pair him and Neymar. Man, that team will be ridiculous. He's gonna have some numbers in France too. They don't play anybody.
Yeah, he would have made a lot more if they didn't have to pay that transfer fee.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just how much you have to pay the team to say, "Hey, I want that player," and then you give them the cash. You're like, all right, and then you sign a contract.
Yeah.
So that's way opposite of, not opposite, but like that's just like, I want to talk to your player. Can I have him? And they're like, yeah.
For this amount. Yeah. I won't pretend to know anything about any of this, but I just looked up the next highest transfer fee. It was 105 million
For this year.
No, of all time.
I think wasn't it Pogba?
Pogba, yeah.
Yeah.
105, and then this one's 222. So he more than doubled the highest of all time.
And that was from PSG, wasn't it?
No, I don't think Pogba wasn't was he?
Wasn't he?
I think he was. I think he was in Juventus.
Yeah, he was on Juventus. You're right.
Yeah.
There's Juventus, and then So I mean, your weekly soccer update from the guys, where two of us know it.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, if we get that team, I'll try to get into it a little bit more. But as of now,
MLS is a little different. I mean, it's a little sloppier than watching whatever. We'll get into it when the World Cup and things start.
Yeah, I
do like the World Cup.
I will say USA definitely with Bruce Arenas is way better. I mean, they look a lot better. They just, I don't know. Jurgen Klinsmann experiment is done. And now, I mean, we got some young talent. I mean, we have Pulisic who's out there. Where does he play? Tottenham or something like that? And he is ridiculous. He's like our 20-something years old, like super young. Definitely by far our best player. He plays defense.
So do all these leagues run simultaneously, or do they spread out throughout the year?
Basically, other than the MLS, they all do. MLS is on its own little time schedule as opposed to all the other ones. So, like, right now it's the preseason, off-season time for these European teams, which is why they're over here playing the MLS All-Stars and things like that. And then they all start up around the same time because they all have, like, interchanging tournaments within them, like the Champions League, the FA Cup, things like that. So they all have to, be going at the same time, which is crazy. Soccer, you got to have the depth because there's going to be one week where your best player may go play for his country or something, So soccer's kind of nuts. It's definitely nutty. I do wish the MLS would have taken that $4 billion contract though for the league teams. That would have been cool because then you can just have more than one franchise. You know what I mean? Like Charlotte could have a franchise, so could Raleigh, and if they both won, you know what I mean? They could rise up to the ranks and to the table and get whatever. So, I don't know. MLS is definitely growing. If we had the stacks, if we could all combine it, Justin, talk to some rich people, we should buy an MLS team.
I went to a game down in Frisco, Texas, and it was fun.
Whoa, like the Dynamo?
What is the? They had red jerseys on.
Oh, FC is that
yeah,
FC?
Dallas? It's FC Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
FC Dallas. FC Dallas. They're playing. I even forget who they're playing.
I
but
know
it
they
was
got
cold.
FC Dallas, Houston Dynamo.
Yeah, it was in March and it was freezing out, man. It was. Oh gosh, I remember that like it was yesterday. All right.
Well,
Yep.
HGH.
Justin's
That's you,
going
dude.
in.
All right. So Michael Jordan used to hang on a bar when he was young to try to get taller, obviously, to grow taller because his parents were like 6 foot. But what I had heard this from a few people that played high school sports that they were diagnosing kids with like supposedly hormone deficiency, growth hormone deficiency, or some sort of hormone deficiencies in their body, and they were giving them actually injections to make them taller. And it's between 1 to 6 inches that it can help a person grow because it takes full advantage of your growth plates and leaves basically no room. It's kind of crazy, but I did a lot of research and this actually works.
Give this to my kids.
So, yeah, and that's the problem is it basically kind of segregates out to where these wealthy parents are able to provide this for their kids because they're not, inexpensive. It's
so superhumans, basically.
yeah, basically. And, HGH, there's not a lot of long-term studies, but they do have side effects, and they've got to have some long-term side effects. There's just no studies to show it.
They got to break down over time, right?
Right. You would think so. I mean, when adults take it, their jawbones get a little bigger. For the most part, there's not a lot of side effects, but there's got to be some long-term side effects. The big deal so speaking of soccer, Messi was 4'2". Lionel Messi is one that actually has come out and said that he took these HGH shots, and his family didn't have a lot of money, but one of the teams down where in the country where he was playing actually paid for him to have him when he was age 13, and then I think he got a contract the next year.
I think it was Barcelona had to pay for it because Barcelona basically took him from Argentina and said, "We'll pay for your parents and everybody to come over."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they paid for him. So he grew from 4'2" to 5'7". Now,
I was gonna say he's still tiny.
He's still a small guy, but he was, expected to only be around 5'4", 5'3". So that's one that actually worked out really well for. They actually surveyed kids, over almost 4,000 kids, and 11% of them said that they had taken these injections that played high school sports. I had a Division I athlete actually go around to several people today. I think 11 total. 4 of them knew somebody that they played high school sports that got the injections, and one of them actually took the injections himself to help him grow taller. And he was 6'2", and he was expected to be about 6 foot. Is it what do you guys think of this? Is this right to give this to kids?
I mean, like you said, there's got to be more studies done on it because, I mean, you look at Messi, and if he's average to whatever, they're supposed to be 5'2" or 3, but 5'7". Like the way Messi plays now, he's not like powerful or anything. He's just super skillful. So there's no way that the steroids, in my opinion, are helping you. It's my argument with baseball. There's no way it's helping you skillfully better. You know what I mean? Like you might have more power, but you're not going to be like literally Messi is known because of his skill, like the way he just controls the ball. So when it comes to other sports like football and things where power and strength is more needed, upper body strength and things like that, maybe it has more of an effect.
But this is mostly for height. So, I mean, if you have a quarterback that's 5'7", and you need to get him to 6'1", 6'2" for him to have a professional chance, and you give these injections to him, and you're a wealthy family, and you pay over the course of 2 years $40,000 to have these injections done. I mean, is this right? Is that right? I just don't know.
I mean, ethically, probably not. It's probably not the fairest thing, but
I feel like it's
proven to work.
It's like it's a slippery slope. So, I mean, okay, so you got the child who is projected to be, physically challenged because they're supposed to be so short. So, okay, you feel like, all right, for you, it's okay to get you to an average height. But then what's going to stop the parent with the child that's projected to be 6'1", given the growth hormones, he can grow to 6'4", 6'5", and have a better chance at the NBA. Like it, there's a thin line between something that's supposed to be beneficial to one group of people and then something that grows to be like a selective thing where only the rich people can enhance the growth of their kid. What you gonna say?
No, you're good. I was just, does it not show up on blood tests for college? Like, because I know college athletes get tested.
No, HGH, there's basically not a test that they can do for it off the street. Baseball, I remember there was,
because I remember Georgia had some player who was there for 4 years, basically, and he had injured himself in high school, and he had to get HGH, like steroids, basically, to help him rehab. Like the doctor prescribed it and everything. Yeah. And when he got into school, he tested positive for it, and they said, you can't play this year. And literally for the next 4 years, he would test, and, like, it was the smallest, like, fractional amounts.
Yeah.
Like, left over in his, like, bloodstream, I guess, his body, and they still just wouldn't let him play because it was there.
But so, yeah, they're giving I'm mostly talking about for people getting the injections for their height, and they do this at an early age.
Didn't know that was a thing.
12 to 14 years old. So it's out of their system by the time they get into college, but it does give them that, benefit.
Do they take like a syringe, like right to your kneecap or something? What do they do?
Yeah, it's in a syringe. It's like called
7 shots a week. I think.
Yeah, 7 shots a week, and they're
7 shots a week, so a shot every day.
I mean, it's
for years.
Yeah,
for years.
Yeah.
Oh, you can miss me with that. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, dude.
Well,
unless you're like sticking it in your leg like a pin or
this just makes me wonder because nobody's gonna come out. A lot of people probably wouldn't come out and say this that they had these done because they think it might be an unfair advantage. Besides Messi, because he was obviously 4'2", you could see why he needed them. I mean, if he's 4'2" and he's not expected to grow that much, yeah, I could see that. But I wonder how many people that are in the league now, and I mean, I've researched this for a long time, actually took this, that are NBA players, that are NFL quarterbacks that are 6'7", and you look at their parents, you look at their grandparents, so they don't have, they're kind of an anomaly. Did they get these injections? Because this has been around since the late 80s, early 90s, these injections, and they will give you 1 to 6 inches. It's a big.
I would hope it was 6. If I knew about that, poo boy, I used to be a big boy back in high school. I would have been playing offensive line, defensive line, or something.
Well, they say these injections hurt too. Like they're not like a normal needle. I mean, yeah, it's not an easy deal to go through.
Yeah, no thanks.
Put your child in some pain.
I just, I mean, most people I know aren't wealthy, and we didn't grow up wealthy, so it feels like that's just another advantage for, wealthy people are already going to have the trainers. They're already going to be able to send the kids to camps. They're already going to be able to.
It seems like some sci-fi movie, like script.
Yeah, it does. I think
the start of Super Lee, like that movie Gattaca or whatever. That's what it seems like. It's the start. Like,
and
perfect human.
Yeah, I don't like, especially in sports, I don't like wealthy children to have in it. They're already gonna, like you said, Matt, have an advantage. They're gonna have the parents that have the means to do certain things for them, get them the coaching. I don't want them to have a physical advantage that they paid $40,000 a year for, and he's gonna get in over someone else's son that did not have that same because he's 3 or 4 inches shorter. And so I think there needs to be some serious regulation, and specifically they need to crack down on this, how they're cracking down on the misuse of prescription painkillers. It's not necessarily the same as not killing people, but they need to make sure, because they don't know the long-term side effects, they need to make sure that a kid really needs it before they get it. And that's all that I wanted to bring out. And I haven't seen, Google it, you will not see too many studies on this at all. And so I think there needs to be some awareness for this. I don't think it's right.
Yeah, this article I'm looking at now says they think there's studies on the way, or studies are underway, but they said it's going to be 5 to 10 years before you get any results back because it's so long term.
Yeah.
So these kids that took it, you say, when did it start? Early 90s?
Yeah, early 90s it started getting a little more mainstream.
Yeah, so you're probably going to have to wait until those kids are in their 50s and 60s to see if there was that long term effect, to see if they have a higher rate of cancer or a higher rate of certain diseases. And then, when those results come back, then they can have a better sample size. But that's a long ways off.
Here's the thing is Eli Lilly has the patent on it. And I think they re-upped the patent in 2005 or 10. So if they lose the patent and they get some generic drug makers and it becomes a little more affordable, I mean, it's still going to be expensive, but I think you'll see more and more people doing this, and I think they just need to go ahead and clamp down on it now. Anyways, my 2 cents.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree. If it's gonna be proven to make them taller, because like, just looking back on my sports career and knowing what I know, like, I just wish I was taller. Because I always told people were like, "Why aren't you playing football?" And I'm barely 6 foot on a good day. I'm like 5'11". It's like I know football is a game. Like when it comes to playing certain sports, you have to be a certain height. There's a requirement to play. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere being 5'11" playing offensive line or defensive line. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to.
So if I would have known this and I had $40,000 to spend,
you'd have done it.
who knows? Who knows, man? I could be I'd be dunking. I might not be in this cast right now. Look.
All right, well, it's time to move on. I don't know. We got a possible tag in situation. Laugh because Diggs had to exit. So
I'm still here for right now.
Oh, okay. If you can quickly send Jones the
I sent it.
Oh, we getting the Jones in here?
Yeah, Jones.
Oh, did you invite him?
That's cool.
Yeah, I did.
He's here for the last one, and then
Yeah,
the
he's here
top
for the
hat?
top
He's
hat.
here for the top hat. Yeah.
Oh, look
we
at the
took off
guest.
the-
Jones is
We
coming
took
back.
off the kicker thing.
We're gonna move that to top hat. Just
Oh,
add
okay,
that
that's
on
cool.
the top
Yeah,
hat
that's cool.
segment, yeah.
Cool. I don't even see a Jones in here.
Well, he has the invite, but we can go ahead and get started.
Yeah, while we wait, let's not have a dead spot.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, what about the
first
kicker?
I pulled out. I don't know if y'all watch Dodgeball, but ESPN 8, the Ocho, is going to happen tomorrow.
Cotton. Hey,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what's
down
up.
for some dodgeball.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. I think that's all I can really say about that is that that's cool that they're doing it. You know, like, I mean, ESPN, as Justin has noted, is on the decline, and we all know though is on the decline. They need to do something, and this is kind of a cool way. You know what I'm saying? To garner interest in your secondary channels, not called ESPN and SportsCenter, basically. Because let's be honest, it's hard for me to go to ESPN2 most of the time. Like, other than First Take in the morning, that's about it. And I think that's on ESPN now. So what?
Yeah, they move all the hot shows to
Yeah.
ESPN. You know, the thing is, you never know what's gonna be great TV. You know what I mean? Like, so when you have the Olympics every 4 years or something, you'll get that event. When was that? Maybe 2 Olympics ago when curling like blew up, like everybody was watching.
loved it. Yeah.
It just happened to be great TV. So like all these random sports that they're gonna be showing, you know, it might be that one that catches on and can actually have somewhat of a following. So I mean, it's just cool. And if I was a participant in those sports, it'd just be cool to get that exposure for once.
Right.
So I think that's a good look.
I mean, I'm with you.
Jones.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, dude?
What up?
What are your thoughts on ESPN 8 the Ocho? We're just gonna hot fire you right away.
Is this just Wizards? Okay, there's Jones. I just saw Wizards.
Hey, come on, Justin. Man. Don't do me like that, man. Nah, the Ultra was pretty cool, man. Did you guys find out like is it just going to be just a name change, or they're actually going to do any kind of different?
I thought it was just kind of like a special thing they were doing.
Yeah, they're just taking over ESPNU, I think, for one day and kind of previewing how it would be if they do.
We're probably going to see what the interest is, what people do, like how they react to public. So
I think that's pretty awesome, man. I'm not sure how many people are going to understand the relevance of where it came from, but still, I mean, I think
a lot of people do, though.
You think so?
I mean, yeah, kinda. I mean, that was kind of like a pre-social media running joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, you're right about that. No, man, it's pretty good. I'm excited about it. I'm going to definitely check it out and see how they make a difference in terms of how they actually cover the sports by saying that the Ocho. So
I think they would honestly. If they're gonna go comedy route, that's a good way. Like if they can get like comedic anchors in there, or like imagine if they could like maybe it was a weekly show thing where they got Kevin Hart to be your anchor one time or something like that. Like that would be really, really fun to watch. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, ESPN does a good job in keeping it a little light sometimes, especially if the coverage kind of calls for it. But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome if they have like special guests actually doing the anchorage. Yeah, I definitely could see a Kevin Hart, maybe The Rock coming in as do that type of stuff. That'd be pretty sweet.
They can all promote their movies at the same. Yeah, perfect.
Exactly. The
we got an idea. ESPN needs to come hire us right now. We need to be on that producing meeting. Yeah.
But
What's
anything
next?
new, I mean, it's summertime. Anything new they
Yeah.
can bring to it, just kind of
Especially in this lull.
exactly.
Sports lull.
Yeah, just get us to football. Whatever you got to do to get us to football, we'll take it.
You want to go
The
long?
thing is,
Go, man.
how is ESPN ever hurting though? Like, dude, I can't be the only guy who just leaves Sports Center on rerun. Like, I just leave it turned on my TV.
And they're still making plenty of money. I think it's just since Disney
They got a
bought
lot
them,
going out.
Yeah.
yeah, they're not hitting those numbers like they used to because so many subscribers are
Makes
you know
sense.
cutting the cord. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Disney
though.
doesn't like losing money or doesn't
Yeah.
like their profits going
That's
down.
why
I
they
wouldn't.
Disney,
I
though.
wouldn't be surprised if Disney spins them off like here, and it would be better for ESPN to be totally honest, and better for Disney to
Yeah.
go ahead and spin them back off and just let them be
Let them do
ESPN
their own
outside of
thing.
ABC,
Yeah.
and it would be better for both parties. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, ESPN, it's tough for ESPN. I mean, they cover pretty much every sport that you can think of, and so I mean, when they had their layoffs, it was a lot of anchors that I had never heard of that were actually getting laid off. So I mean, they had a lot of people covering sports that, maybe one-off sports are here and there, but when it kind of came down to it, there's a lot of. I mean, they have to cover a lot of ground, and so when they kind of trimming the fat,
Like, there's a lot that goes into put the production for like a small Division I football game. I mean, you have like all of the cameras, cameramen. I mean, there's a ton that goes into it. Like a week before the game starts,
yeah.
they're getting
Once
the
you-
trucks
yeah.
there and stuff.
Takes me like 5 hours to edit a video. I can only
Yeah.
imagine.
Oh, dude, crazy.
absolutely.
So we gonna talk about the UCF kicker.
I guess so. What does that want to be our last one? That one, and maybe the. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I'd say that's probably the last one.
Basically, this one to me, I mean, I'm starting YouTube, so I mean, and I've watched YouTube for years now. And when this first came up, I think we talked about it on here.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple episodes ago.
I like the fact that the NCAA can make this kid choose between that when he does his duties, he goes to practice, he goes to class. You know what I'm saying? Like he fulfills the scholarship duties, but in his free time, he just happens to have a camera and is good at editing. And ended up with he had like 50,000 subscribers at the time.
Right.
And I believe his name's like Destroying or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks that they had to kick him out. But at the end of the day, this kid can't be too mad. Like his YouTube channel has blown up tenfold. Literally I see it on my suggested now with 700,000 views now on every video at least. Like the kid is killing it. He's still chasing his kicking dream because it's just kicking. And now he has a name, so people are going to say, here's an invite to whatever, come try out or whatever. Like,
dude, he could probably go to NFL and try out as a kicker.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway,
yeah. Like the fact that the NCAA hindered somebody's professional business life, you know what I mean? Like this could have potentially, I mean, it backfired on NCAA and boosted his growth, but it could have hindered him because if he had chose to stay and say, all right, I'll stop with the YouTube, let me keep my free college going, blah, blah, blah. Because now he can't pay for college and all that. So
what do you think? I'm just gonna play a little devil's advocate. Do you think a player should be able to sign autographs and get paid for them?
yeah, I think so personally. Yeah.
I think so too. I think you should be able to.
If somebody wants to give you $20 to write your name, that's on them.
It like I think we talked about this a while ago too.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope. I understand why the NCAA cuts it down because I mean, even with this YouTube channel, you can get some booster that just donates $5,000 to this
That's
YouTube
true.
channel,
That's
and
true.
then like boosters can find
No,
ways
but, like,
To get money, yeah.
I mean, I
To
guess
give
you
them
could
money.
do that. Yeah, you can send them money, but like with YouTube, you get paid based on your views and subscribers, though. So you're not really getting donations. Like if he was doing Twitch and somebody was coming in and just giving him big loads of cash, then yeah. But this kid legitimately built up his own thing. Maybe he had like cool footage because he's on a football team,
Right.
but like I haven't gone back to his videos and seen if he's like recording in the locker room like that. or
He was a little bit like not a whole lot, but he was recording in the locker rooms
Just
a little
like him
bit.
and the boys?
And like even before he got like he went and met the kicker that he knows the kicker
Marquette
for the
King or whatever.
and he was like there, so he got to do a lot of stuff by having the YouTube channel that he would still been able to do if he hadn't,
So
if he
like,
wasn't
what's the
receiving
difference if he was
revenue.
like, if he was a football player and happened to go get a bouncer's job? You know what I'm saying? Is just work late night? He could manage it somehow. You know,
The NCAA can control that more, even though they can't really control it. But it's just
yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's not fair that
yeah.
a person who gets a 4.0 and gets a 4i can go
Yeah.
make a YouTube channel, but because this kid plays at like an athletic sport, he can't make a YouTube channel with a full ride scholarship.
Yeah.
Do you think it's simply
That to me
because
is
a lot of his content was football based? I mean, if you look at a lot of his the type of jokes that he was doing, a lot of it was strictly based on football type experiences that he was having. You know, a lot of them had players.
But that was his life.
That was his life, but that was, I guess, I think contributed a lot to it because he was making money on his name based on the team that he was on, and so I don't know.
And
I think
even more money.
And if you have somebody that's real popular that like say hires a Chris Ritter to put together videos, say I'm Baker Mayfield for the University of Oklahoma quarterback, Heisman
that's
Trophy
the
candidate,
slippery slope. Yeah.
and I don't have the time, but I'm going to hire you to just follow me around all day, make these sick videos that I'm going to make tons of money on because I'm going to have a lot of subscribers and everything.
Instantly because of your name. Yeah.
That's what they were, once they open it up, the floodgates are open, and that's going to happen.
It is a can of worms. Yeah, that's for sure.
so. Do you guys agree with his decision to actually quit the team and stick with YouTube?
Oh, absolutely. You see what it's done for him. He's like literally, like, I am not kidding you. He had 50,000 when I first heard about this. I mean, I can Google how much he has right now, but let's just like literally the first title, he said NCAA is taking away my scholarship, and he had millions of views. Well, he made a 7-second video that said NCAA be like, and he had almost 1 million views. Like that dude is making a lot of money if he's monetized his YouTube by now.
So,
But do you think that that's going to be enough? So what he did right now, monetizing his YouTube, getting all the followers because of the whole, backlash of him getting caught off the team or losing his scholarship, for the situation. Do you think he'll make enough now, have enough content to keep his channel going, to keep the money coming in? That's going to offset the scholarship money that he's going to be getting.
Yeah, because two things. One, like YouTube's ever evolving. So what he does is vlog. It's just his everyday life. And he's still trying to be a kicker. He stated that in his video. Right. Like he was doing workout. He was jumping over the hood of his car 10 times, 3 times, like 3 sets of 10. Right. And
that was impressive.
Yeah, he said he still wants to go be a kicker in the NFL. So he's still going to be able to document his journey to try to make it to the NFL. He can do that. Or even if not, he's making so much money now that he can afford to go do things on his own. He can say, you know what? I'm about to go travel here. People are going to want to watch this. I'm going to go travel here. I'm going to go teach these kids how to kick. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many avenues open now because people want to see what he's doing. Like even if it's only for right now, he's gained so many, like people already watched him before they knew who he was.
Right.
But now he has even more of an audience.
So what I would have done is I would have not have demonetized it. I would have kept the money coming in. I would have opened a bank account up for my favorite charity. I'd advised him to do this and put every piece of revenue ad was going to charity for his favorite charity. The NCAA wouldn't have said no. He's going to get dude, his view count would have just went crazy. And then he would have flipped the monetization on after he finishes school. And then stop contributing to the charity as much.
But that's easy to say when it's not you. When it's not you with the money that's coming, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if he would have had me as an advisor, I would have helped him.
No, I mean, as a college kid, that would be hard to see.
That was his means to
see the big picture, right?
Yeah,
it would be hard.
His means of making money, and like now he's literally going to be like I have seen what YouTube money can do to people. Like on YouTube, like what it does to not only like their video content, like how much better it gets, but like the way they live their life, their lifestyle, things like that.
But what Justin's point brings a lot to the table, because if you really think about what Justin is saying to do, because my point was that I would have demonetized my channel, but still keep the videos going. But Justin's point is a lot better because it looks better in a public size if you give to charity, and it kind of shows that you kind of, are gracious in what you're doing with your money. But in that instance, by him keeping on making videos, he keeps his channel going. He keeps his viewership up. Ad revenue keeps coming in. Ad revenue is based on how many views you're getting per video. By the time he gets out of college, whether he makes it to the NFL or not, he can start monetizing his channel immediately. It's only a click of a button.
Yeah, but who's to say people are still going to follow him then? Because when you stop making videos, because he was making videos because he's making money off of it.
Right.
Like, yeah, he probably started for fun, but when he saw he's making money, he's like, wow, I can do this on top of kicking.
But were they telling him to stop making videos or just stop making money from his videos?
They said he can't have a YouTube channel. They literally
so he couldn't demonetize his channel?
He had to shut down his YouTube channel.
There was no way for him to just stop making money on his channel. So,
even if you stop making money, you're putting all that work into nothing. How much longer did he have to stay in school?
I mean, I get that, but look at it as like an investment in terms of you building up your viewership.
Okay, but it's an investment, and you'd have to take a risk on yourself. Who's to say those people still want to watch you?
I agree with you.
You're taking a risk on yourself. if you're a college kicker,
Yeah, but
and
he
you've
can
got
still-
a YouTube channel, you're taking a risk right away. So
No, because he can still he still can follow his kicking journey. Like people are gonna want to see this now. He's going to make, not only is he going to chase his dream of making it to the NFL, he's going to make YouTube videos while doing it, making tons of money while trying to make it to the NFL.
Yeah, that added some like drama to his
Right.
story now. Now he can go chase semi-pro. He can go
In my
try
opinion,
out.
this was the smartest business venture he could have done.
Does anybody know how good he is as a kicker? Like, is all this matter in the long run? Like, is he actually good
He had
enough?
to be decent.
He's super athletic. Like he reminds me of that Washington for the Raiders.
I mean, I did
he's
see
super
that back
athletic,
kick.
but
I mean, that was
just
awesome.
even from his videos, he shows him missing some pretty easy ones. I did not pull up his stats. I'd have to look.
He
does,
he's
like-
in Central
he does, like,
Florida,
trick
so
shots, yeah.
he didn't get recruited by Alabama or somebody.
Yeah,
so he's probably good. He's better than most people because he's a college scholarship kicker, but I don't think he's like a top tier kicker. So that's why I think he was smart to keep the money.
Yeah,
and
I'm
just
with you, Matt.
pay his way through college if he wants to go back and get that
Oh,
degree.
he started a
and-
GoFundMe.
Exactly. Like
Literally, he was like, "Can y'all help me pay my way through college? Here's a GoFundMe."
Yeah,
One, which is really stupid in my opinion, but whatever.
I mean,
That just-
I do agree with that. I'm
that's
just
a bad
afraid
look.
that all this is short term. Like, in 2 weeks, are we going to be talking about this guy? I mean, like, honestly, I mean, it's just like,
But his
he's
subscribers,
riding
because he
on-
uploads every day. That's what YouTube is. If you upload
Yeah.
every day, people want to come back and see you. If
I
you stop
got you.
uploading, they're like, "Oh no, where did he go?"
Yeah.
They'll find
But,
somebody else. There's so much saturation there.
But
Yeah.
YouTube, to be honest, I mean, there's a lot up in the air. What if YouTube cuts payment? How much ad revenue you get by?
Why would they do
40%.
that? Because have we heard anything about YouTube? Like the formula they have right now has clearly worked. They clearly are still a growing social media entity.
See, you've got a lot.
Daily.
You've got a lot to learn, young Ritter.
What do you mean?
Business, businesses modify how they pay
Justin,
all the time.
No, because what I'm trying to say is think of how many channels have millions of people coming to YouTube to watch them. That is traffic for YouTube.
Right. And who?
YouTube-
And who's got the control? Who's got the control?
YouTube does, but like, how much are they going to cut it? Because then somebody will go to another site that's going to pay them more.
What site?
Somebody will make a site. If they cut it that drastically,
everybody.
You just went down. No. Listen, what you just went down. Your NBA is going to blow up road with that statement. Is what you did.
I never said it was going to blow up. I said they
that's
could cut
basically
it
what
by
you
a
said.
percentage.
No, you said, what are you going to do if
YouTube cuts a
hypothetically-
percentage? I'm not saying hypothetically, but I'm saying
he's still going to make tons
person
of
would
money.
leave.
If you're getting 1 million views per episode and you upload every day,
he doesn't make enough
So
controversy.
he's
He
gonna
doesn't
make-
make any controversial stuff. So I mean, the whole issue before with YouTube is the way that they actually have their ad revenue cut is because sponsors or those who actually.
Oh wait,
well,
YouTube
pay
did have
money.
ad revenue cut.
Well, it wasn't ad revenue cut, but
It's
they
how
can actually
pay, right?
they can actually determine whether or not they want to actually sponsor your video or not, based on what you're saying, whether or not your
Right.
content is offensive, whether you have vulgar language. He doesn't have any of that, and his is all comedy. It's really sports related, football related, so he wouldn't really have that issue. And so, I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, that's a nice what if, but in the long run, I don't think that's something you have to worry about. So, I don't know. Just my 2 cents on the situation, but
Do you still have an AOL email address? AOL's not going anywhere. What are you talking about?
oh my goodness,
That's the rich white folks. Still got AOL.
they got AOL in Oklahoma, maybe. I don't know.
All I'm saying is YouTube could change, and a lot of what works now might not work in a year. I think they'll adjust and stuff, but I just say you have to take all that into account.
but then
when
you're saying
betting on
he's not
yourself.
going to adjust with the YouTube times. Like if you're a YouTuber, you're going to adjust with YouTube to keep making that money.
Same argument from the NBA, just like we said.
Right.
Like if everything
Going to
stays the
adjust.
same, then yeah, he could run to an issue. But if he figures out how to,
Adapts.
go with the times.
Look,
then,
he's at 158,000 subscribers. So
from 50, so he's tripled
Right.
in a couple of weeks. Yeah,
Probably
so-
get more.
I
a lot
think,
more than
look,
that.
I mean, he's making okay money. He's not rich right now because of you.
it's
He's probably
definitely
making
starting to now.
average money right now. I mean, he's going to have to really put in work to be able to start making enough money where we're going to say, wow, he made a really great decision in the long run because, dang, man, he lost a scholarship. I mean, that's hard for me to really kind of get over.
Yeah, but it's $22,000 a year. He can pay for that if he makes $400,000 total
Look,
over the whole
He posted a
lifespan of his
video
career.
4 hours ago, and he's at 66,000 views. And he's posted every day. So literally his first video that's 740,000 views. I lost my full D1 scholarship. The next one, 250,000, 270,000, 121,000, 128,000, 100,000, 70,000 4 hours ago.
So what are these videos about? What is the content?
Just everything. It's vlogs,
Yeah, it's just
like funny things
vlogs.
like that. Like
Okay.
literally
Look up to
his everyday life, chores be like, things like that.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
like-
that's cool. I mean, I just hope that his momentum keeps going, and 6 months down the road, we're looking at this guy's channel. And
I hope for him it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because he's this is definitely a life decision he made here.
Yeah.
It's going to drastically change where he goes from here. So,
Fellas,
Like
we
you
Alright.
said, if he's
creeping
not-
way
Yeah,
over the time limit.
we're way over time. We gotta call it, bro.
I apologize about that, guys.
Nah, we appreciate you tagging in.
Yeah.
Shout out to Diggs. He had to make an emergency run.
Yeah.
Everything's good with him though. Any last words, fellas, before we wrap it up?
Kobe's better than LeBron.
Wow,
Hey.
that's not true.
Hey.
I just wanna put that in there.
That's definitely not
My
true.
man Matt. Shout out to Matt. You know,
Me and Jones got words next week. We'll get into that next week.
okay. I'll be ready.
All
All right, man. Two back next
All right,
week.
guys.
J. Joe. Well, actually, I won't be here. I'll be in Puerto Rico, so I think Jarris, the little wizard, will be down there.
Rich life. Okay.
Will be there. I mean, I might have to come on
Big
if
money?
Jarris is running his mouth.
I mean, they got internet down there too, so you can always
Let's
log
see.
in.
All right, we out.
See ya.
Yes.